trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, here's where we were yesterday. If you remember, we said pay attention to this 382. You can see here, we've been here almost all day. Last night, we made a slightly lower low around 3 o'clock in the morning, right there at 73.10. It has now rallied $1,300 straight up with one little tiny pullback right here, which was probably 382 also. Let's just double check it for kicks and giggles. And then I wanted to get into this story that is really quite, there it is right there, backs off. There's an hourly chart. It takes 2 hours, it stops right at the 382, stops again, and away it goes. So looks like it's heading higher. Okay, this morning I get a call about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was from a young man who was a grandson of one of my best clients and really good friend over in Palos Verdes, California, and he has been trading. He's 35 years old. He's been trading Nvidia for about 3 years, and he has made so much money that even his grandfather didn't believe it. But anyway, he's very nervous, and so the grandfather said, give Larry a call. And he said, when is he up? He'll be up. So he calls me this morning and chatted with him a little bit. And he said, my grandpa said, you know what you're doing? I said, well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. He said, well, maybe you can prove it to me. I said, well, what are you looking at? He said, well, I'm really bullish Nvidia. I think it's going to go to 250 from here. And I said, well, I don't know if it's going to do that or not, but let's take a little look at what the stock's doing. So I brought this chart up to him, and this is today. As you can see, this is the action today, is where we were. And I showed him this ABCD pattern that I told him, what was very important and why it worked with the Leonardo da Vinci and all the gobbledygooks. And I said, look, if it made the ABCD on the downside here, why can't it make ABCD on the upside here? He says, yes, but it's breaking in the new high ground. Well, it has to break in the new high ground. Otherwise, it's not going to make point D. So I said, all right. And if you believe that, now remember, this is you can see here when I was talking to him, it went from 152 to 149. Okay, and so and I said, if you're going to do that, I got to turn this off. Hold on a second, I can't. This is not anything I can do here with that. Okay, that was him. Forget it. Anyway, this is so I said, look, just buy some puts. And so he's on with his broker. He buys 200 puts, 200 January puts at 150 strike price when it's trading one. I don't even know what they cost. And I said, what's your premium on that? And he said, well, I'm $5. I said, okay, well, you're going to risk $5 or less. And I said, what should be your profit objective? I said, well, you should make at least $10 from that, from 152, to 142. I said, that would be a pretty good profit. So he gets that. He said, that's exceptional profit for a trade on 100 puts. I said, how much money is that? He said, pretty close to 80,000. I said, if it works, I said, I want you to make a donation to a family here in Tucson that's had more trouble than God has ever given anyone in their life. And I said, I want you to do something for them. And he said, I will. Whether he's going to do it or not, I don't know. But I went through this with him. And then after it worked, and of course, Nvidia went down to 140. We'll talk about it in just a minute. But when it was doing that, I went up and I said, okay, I'll try to prove to you that some of this stuff works. So I went back in time and I walked him through all of these ABCD patterns that occurred. And he started to get interested. And then when the market broke, I think I can get Nvidia up here in just a second here. I think we got it here somewhere. Hold on just a second. We got it. I know I've been watching it all morning just because of the fact that it's been jumping around so much. Evidently, I've taken it off the thing right here. Hold on one second. Let me get up here. get it back up here so we can take a look at it. It was interesting and very nice young man too. Comes from extremely wealthy family. I mean, multi-millionaires. And here's where we were. Okay, there's where we were talking right in here when it was around 149, and it did get down to that level right here. And I know that's what he was doing, was taking the position off a little while ago. So that was a pretty nice move. I didn't have the heart to show him what this little tiny, I was looking at it just now, a little tiny ABCD pattern right here, not even close to a 382, but still another ABCD pattern. So that's what we're paying attention to here this morning. Okay, now let's move on to one other thing that we've been talking about for a while, which is that cattle market. We've got a bunch of things that are working really good for us, folks, so we don't want to lose track of these trades that we're doing. Here's the cattle. Remember, we were saying in that 196 level, it's going to have a lot of trouble. As you can see, we made our third top in a row. We're at 196. So this is a major selling opportunity up here in the cattle market. So anywhere around this level here, you got to put a stop at 198. But this is a major top coming in here in the cattle market. So we want to be able to watch that one very closely. Now, the gold is jumping all over the map. Let's just take a quick look at it here for a second. And 1 second, I'll get this out of the way. There's a crude oil still making another new high here. We'll get the cattle out of the way here. Just take a look at the gold. We're going to be watching it. Had a really big move last night. I'll just bring it over to you. This is what the high came in today. It's been meandering back and forth. But there last night was just an absolute spectacular 382 pattern right here, coming off of this bottom right there. It was just a really big move. And then boom, away it went. And it went from 54 to 78, $2,200 move. And then it started to roll down. Now, one thing when you're dealing with this AI, you notice there's double tops in here. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll move it over a little bit to see how well it holds. See, so if you put it like this, you can see it catches this high and this low, and now it's sort of meandering, not doing too much, but it's making it just a little while ago. It just made a perfect ABCD on the old Gartley action right up there at the old 61% retrace level up there at the. There, get it right there at 270, and now it's down another $6. So just trading these patterns sometimes can pay dividends if you practice a little bit. I want to show you a market that's in deep trouble, folks, and people are not paying attention to it. I think the stock boys finally did for the first time, and we've been talking about this one for a very long time, and it's not looking good. I mean, really not looking good. And there's your bond market, all right? All right, there's the bond market. All right, there's that 135 pattern that we talked about. You can see there's where we were right there. There's that 135 pattern. Look, we've dropped already $2,000 here, basically straight down. You had a little bit of a 382 yesterday. You had another one here this morning, another small one here this morning. This market is under pressure. That's not going to be good for stocks, boys and girls. My opinion, of course, and I'm often wrong, but never in doubt, as I always say. All right, now let's take a look at the soybean meal. We've had several people ask about that because we had a really good long position in that. We reversed and went short. And I told you, we'll just get this up here. There's where we are. There's where our long position was up in here. We reversed and went short here at 119 or 319. We had the break right here, and I said it's probably going to rally a little bit, and it did, right up to the 50%. And now what we've done is we've come down and made a really nice ABCD here this morning. And we're going to take a break, and we're going to look at this really closely when we get back, folks, because we all use this stuff. This is tofu, soybean meal, cat meal, dog food, all that stuff. So many.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, we're going to, I just got a phone call from that young man. I think he's going to be a guest on our show next week. He's a very applicable young fellow, and he comes from great breeding. And that's one of those cases where money has never affected the way they live. Well, I guess it does in some ways, but they're very, very philanthropic. So I asked him to come on and talk to about what he learned and what he thought about what I was doing. He said, well, I think I'd like to do that. And I said, okay. I went to school at University of Spoiled Children, folks. For those of you not in California, that's University of Southern California. Here was our buy down here in the meal, here on the 19th of December. We had the ABCD pattern right up there. That's where we were taking profits. We had a beautiful 3-drive pattern right here to tell us that was also the time to go short. We were doing that at 319. We had the move down here. We covered that, and I never reshorted it, even for myself, because I was too busy doing so many other things. But I would just bring it to your occasions here to tell you about this. This is 80% of the soybean plant, folks. This is basically tofu and feed for chickens and hogs and so many other things. All your synthetic hamburgers come from this kind of stuff, and if anybody eats that stuff, I don't know if they do or not. It certainly doesn't taste like my normal stuff. Anyway, there's another ABCD. But here's where we are now, and let's just draw it together. We've just hit it level, rallied a couple bucks from that point. But if these ABCDs are correct, and we think that they are, look at this one right here. You got this right here, and there it is right there, right on the old money. It's supposed to be $2.99. It got to $300, so it misses it by $10. So this is pretty much done. You would have been right around $3 somewhere. You got to buy it in here. It's now $3.03. If you can buy it here and put your stop below here, that's still okay from my opinion, but that's what we're watching. It has everything that you could ask for. It's perfect ABCD up. The correction now, if we were really lucky, we'll just draw this up and put it in right here, And guess where this comes in at 299, the same as that. It misses it by $1. That's $100. So this is pretty close to it, folks. We're going to be watching this one. And not only that, we have live trading coming in on Friday, so that'll be fun to do. So we're going to be paying close attention to this one. All right, now let's move over here and talk just a moment here as the gold is moving it. We'll get gold out of the way here and get this out of the way. The crude oil, we're pretty much done with that. We're going to go over to the currency pits here for a little bit because we had some really interesting things here in the currencies. Oh, we got a little rally going here in the old stop and P. Let's just see if we can make a couple bucks on this. Okay, there's the big move down. All right, right here. Now, guess what? There was your first 382. There was your second 382. And guess what this is right here, folks? Can everybody see that? A, B, C, D. Is that the one? For me, let's just take a look. There's AB 4-minute chart, but it should work. And there it is right there at 62. What's been the low? 62. Now we're having a rally. So if this is true, what we got to do is move this out of the way. And we take a little measuring stick like here. We mark it from there to there. And it says we should rally right about here, 94. Okay? So pay attention to that one. That's going to be real interesting today, don't you think, folks? Keep a close eye. Oh, look at this little tiny one. It's only a small pattern, but there's a nice little 3 drive right here on the bottom if you were watching it real closely. But this is when the show starts, so I don't watch it closely. And there it is right there, okay? So that's what we're watching. So let's keep a close eye on that. Now let's take a look at the euro first, and then we'll look at the British pound. We'll get up here. Here's the euro. This is what we've been watching here last night and the day before. By the way, folks, tomorrow is a national holiday in Tupelo, Mississippi. It's the birthday of Elvis Aaron Presley, born in 1935, January 8th. You see these highs right here? This took this high out by 1 tick, and then it started its move down. Now it's moved right to the 382, so this is really important what it's doing right now. Now, this is not a lot of money. This is about $700-800. But the margin on this is only like $2,800, right? And if you can make $700 on $2,800, that's 35% of the margin. The margin on the S&P 500 is $25,000, okay? How often do you see a 35% move in that? 35% of that is like $15,000. You don't see $15,000 moves in the S&P very often. So that's why that margin is good. The pound and the meal is a perfect example. Meal margin is at $1,900, and it's already moved 300. I mean, that's a pretty big move. So anyway, this is why this is important. Just like we were looking at this on the crude oil, it's right at that real critical level right there. So we want to watch that. Now let's get over and take a quick look here at the old British pound. It did a little better because it made a little bit higher high and gave you a beautiful spot to sell it exactly at the 61% retracement of that high right there. And you can see the bottom. There's your A, B, C, D. That came in on January the 3rd. Bada bing, bada boom. That's 200 points right there. And you backed off 100 points already from that one. So this thing's ready to rock and roll. Now we have to check the 382 on this, just like we did with the euro. So we get rid of these so we can see it really clearly. And you go from your low up to your high. And where are you setting at now? It's an hourly chart, and we've been here. Let's just blow it up here. We've been here for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. What we call in technical trading, folks, that is known as support, S-U-P-P-O-R-T. So still looking good. Below here, not so good. Right now, it looks pretty good. And this is the first good correction we've had in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So that's pretty much what you want to be looking for. So not much mystery if you do your homework. You can certainly see how some of these things actually work. All right, now let's move these out of the way here. And I want to get to, I'm done with this Nvidia thing, so we can clean that out of the way. Let me get my things up here. We have a couple charts to look at. I have to look at Apple because I don't think I've looked at it yet. No, I haven't. But Apple's gotten hit pretty. Yes, I did look at Apple. Son of a gun. Sorry about that. I'm going to do it again anyway. So here's Apple. We had a couple of downgrades here after we got up to the 160 level. There's a little 382 here. Nothing here. But today we tried to make a 382 earlier this morning. and we haven't been able to do that as of yet, but we still could. And, this is just the beginning. I mean, we're only down $18 from the high, but, 5-6 days ago, right after Christmas, look what's happened. It's had a pretty big break to the downside. So some of these things are changing a little bit. So we want to pay very close attention. Now, we got I want to show you something very, very important. You remember the one we were looking at with the Russell? There was the Dow Jones Transportations. Now, the Dow Jones Transportations has made the number right up here. We left a gap, and so far that's been filled this morning. It made the same high, and then it's backed off considerably. So that's the same bearish pattern that we had in the Dow Jones, that we had in the Russell, that we had in the S&P, we had in the NASDAQ. I mean, they're all lining up. Now, I've been bearish for a while, beginning to get really bearish, because if we close badly today with the Dow down more than 200 points and the S&P, I don't think the S&P will collapse from there, because it looks like we're in a rally mode right now. But if we go below that 5960 level in the S&P, that is not good, boys and girls. So let's stay tuned. We got to pay a few bills. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, this is the Treasury note market. If you'll remember back here in September, actually the date was September 3rd, which was the anniversary of the stock market high in 1929. We got up there and we've had a big move down. Folks, that is a $8,000 move. You'll see on the rally back, which we did catch that one. That was your 382 off of that high right here. I think this missed it, but yeah, no, this one hit it perfectly too. Both the bonds and the notes hit that perfect 382 right there. And now we're heading down. But here's where we've got to get ready for. Now, remember, this is a weekly chart. So you can see we got an A, B, C, D coming down here, don't we? We got a 786 retracement right here. Now, we made new lows over the last couple of weeks. Just to, there's nobody bullish there now. But watch this number here, folks. We're a point away, just about a point. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the daily, and we're going to come up and take a quick look at this. Now you can see the notes on the daily. Now, I know this is only a 5-day rally, but you have to count it because it was a 5-day rally. That I know it's weak, but you have to count that as a high. That gives you your ABCD coming in at 107.25. That number we saw on the weekly, if you go back and look at it, it's 107.29, 107.19. So that's the number. We're going to write that in. We're going to keep watching that, just like we did cattle and all these other things, to try to get people interested in some of these numbers that we have. And like Jim Twentyman said, defy human nature, do the work yourself. And Jim sure did. Anyway, that's what you'll be looking, is to buy the notes, 107.29. I recommend going with the bonds. So what we'll do here is, I believe I had that bond chart up here just a second ago. Yeah, there it is right here. Just be patient and we'll be right back, and hold on right here. There's where we are in the bonds. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the daily. And it's going to tell us, oh my goodness, look where it is, boys and girls. I even got the order setting in here. Looks like I've been filled. I didn't even realize it. Holy cow. Oh, you know what? This is from a long time ago, so I didn't yeah, that was way back here that I was trying to buy. Now it's finally made it. Oh, we're there. Boy, you got to really pay attention to this one, folks. The fact is, this is the number right here. It's 112.11. It's trading 112.06. Had a gap down, but my goodness, there's your 78% level right here. See, this happened too long ago. Oh, guess what? See that? That means it hasn't been refreshed. Let's just refresh this and make sure I got everything going on. Yeah, there we go. Now it's refreshed. You got everything. It wasn't a gap down. So there's where we are right now. There's your 786 right here, 111.26. The low so far today is 111.31. Okay, I am going to be a buyer of these here really soon, and probably in just a few minutes, I would imagine. Just for fun, since we're having fun here amongst us girls, let's just take a look at the AI program, and maybe it'll give us a little heads up of what's going on. So first, all I got to do is to put it into the program here, and well, see, it's certainly done the opposite. There was your high, and it's came down pretty much on the low, so there's not really much going on right in here. But let's go back to the daily and look at this. This is a very low risk trading opportunity, folks. I'd be a buyer. It's not going to happen now, but let's get this out of the way. And well, the difference there's the number is 111.26. The low so far has been 111.31. So it's got to go 5 ticks lower. 111.30, about 5 or 6 more ticks lower to the downside. We've taken out these. They've certainly massacred any stops that were in here. See, all those stops have now been taken out. So the market's extremely oversold. The only thing negative about this is you got so many of these ABCDs that could take you down a whole lot more. So this is not a risk-free trade, but something you want to pay attention to. So I'm going to type it in here to see if it holds or not, because this is a big market, folks. This is bigger than the stock market by about 6 times. 111, that's not right. 111 point, we'll call that 27. That would make a new low by 4 ticks. And what I would do, I'd put a stop at 111.07. Oh, let's get it there. 111.07. So you're risking 600 American dollars. In fact, if you get there and it doesn't do what you want it to do, you could, make it down to 300 if you want. But that's a very tradable pattern right there. And you do have that little ABCD, just like that other 5-day rally that we had back with the notes. Let's blow that up and look at it. Let's go to, 4 hour will probably do it. Let's leave it this way, okay? Okay, there's that little 5-period rally that we were looking at, so we want to go there. There's a little 3-day rally. You have to count that. You come up. It's already went lower than you wanted it to, not unusual. So let's measure the 1.618 expansion to get all the numbers in here that we can get. Boy, there you are. You darn near. This is where you got to look. You know what I'm going to do, don't you, folks? Sometime today I'm going to buy them at that number. So you don't have to risk very much. And if you like these numbers, what are you going to do? Gotta pay your money and take your choice. That's really what you got to do. But that's been waiting for it. I haven't been bullish until right about now. Look how many times we've been down. We've only had one 3-day rally since December the 7th. So this is straight down. We're certainly oversold. We're setting exactly at the 786 on the long-term weekly. What else can a person do? See, so that's a little lower on that one, but I still think you got to take a shot at that 111.20 area, and we'll see whether that's going to be the case or not. All right, let's move over here to see how close we made it up to the 382 here with the old stop and P, and we'll come up here and take a quick look at it. Well, we missed it so far, but it's still a little early. We could still get up there, and we'll see if it's going to mean that pretty much. But folks, with those patterns that we're looking at, let me bring up the one here in the IWT, because this is a transportation. Nobody does anything with that, but it was the brainchild of Richard Russell, who did the Dow theory many, many years ago. I happened to be knew him from my days at Drexel and all the times he was on FNN, Financial News Network TV show in the LA area. He was a real gentleman, lived in Orange County, had a yacht there that he loved. Anyway, here's that chart I was just pointing out to you right here. There was the ABCD. You can see it hits the 382 almost exactly at 69.96. Now it's 69.36. But remember, this is an index, so it's not tradable. Well, I guess you can buy it because it's an ETF. Yeah, you can. But I don't know anything about it. So anyway, it's a ABCD, that's all I'm looking at. You can see there's ABCDs everywhere, but it's a very bearish pattern, and that tells me that it looks like we could go down, a lot more if we were watching some of these things even a little bit better here. So let's get this out of the way here. We had a question about one other stock, and I'll bring this up here. That's old JPMorgan. Doing actually pretty good today. It's keeping the Dow Jones up today because it is one of the few of the stocks that is up, and there's JPMorgan. We'll just take a look at where we are with old JP right here, and we'll be right back. I'll draw these patterns in while you're watching, and then we'll talk about them when we get back. 877-927-6648.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is JPMorgan. You can see we had the 3 drive to a top pattern back here on Christmas Eve. Then we had the ABCD move to the downside and multiplied by 1.27 because of this big move down. That was nothing more than a 78% level here. We rallied up 3 days in a row. We've been right at the 61% retracement. We're trading there right now at basically 245, 244.86. Now, we have a special guest once in a while named Rich Anderson, and Rich and I and Mark Douglas were Mark was speaking down in Mexico City 30 years ago at a, guess what, JPMorgan meeting, and there was a young executive there named Jamie Dimon, who happened to be a friend of Rich Anderson and also Mark Douglas. So we went down and we all went out to dinner, and he treated us to dinner. Of course, he was a big executive, but he is really a wonderfully nice man, as humble as you could possibly believe, a very generous, philanthropic person, and it was really, really fun to do that. I wrote it down here when I saw this and thought of JPMorgan. I will make a note to have Rich come on and tell us about the meeting that we had 30 years ago in Mexico City. But that's what it looks like. There's a possibility, and very easy possibility here, because in a down market, it's still doing well. You could easily get up here to the 786 level, another $5 at 249. So there's nothing bearish about this. The fact that it's in it 3 days in a row, it's not a big deal, but there's still a profit potential up here of 249 here with JPMorgan. Okay, so we'll get this out of the way here, and I want to move over one more time and get this out. Well, the S&P didn't quite make the 382 on this. It missed it by about 3 points, and now it's starting to back off a little bit more. Anyway, that's what we're really paying attention to here. Also, just looking at these, get this. Well, forget the soybean meal. We're already looking at that. We've already taken. Let's see the look at the S and. Shut the front door. Okay, now here is the Dow Jones. There's your high. There's your pullback. Right at the 382, right there, 29.72, started to back off already. Just little 382, strong trending markets, look at 382s. Up or down, doesn't make any difference. So that's the main thing we want to be paying close attention to. Okay, well, one other one that we were watching, and I can't remember which one it was. We've had so many of these. We've had some pretty good trades on. And also, I'm I'm extremely bearish the cattle, folks. I've already told you that area of 196 to 197 is going to be really major resistance. Your stop would have to be above $2, but I think that's got a chance for a really big break to the downside. We've already went through that, so I'm not going to do that one anymore. But I had a question about the soybean oil, because we've been wanting to buy this on a much, much lower level, but it's going in the opposite way. You can see here's what it's done the last 3 days. Remember, we want to try to buy it down here. Let's put that daily up so you'll remind ourselves. I think it was on the weekly we had it there. Yeah, this is where we want to buy it, right down in here at this 135 level. I think that was on the 4-hour chart that we might have put that. Yeah, there it is. You want to be a buyer down here. Well, I had 40.51, but that was from another one. Just get this out of the way here. That was from a long time ago. But the thing is, it must have been the weekly then. So let's just look, see it where. Yeah, this is where I want to be buying it, right here at this 38 level. We haven't quite got there yet, so we still have to wait for that level to come in. It's very close. We've been there once, twice. We've got to get there one more time, which we should be able to do it. And the reasoning for that is, you see this, you have this A, B, C, D that's going to take you right to the promised land. And I cannot believe it didn't take that trip without wanting to get to that spot. So just cleaning this up just a tiny little bit, we'll just look at it. There's your AB leg right here, okay? And there's your CD leg right there. And that wants to take you down to make a new low right here at 38. So you want to look to be a buyer at 38 with a stop at about 37. That's what I'd be watching. That's got a pretty good potential, in my opinion. And remember, we're only 2 points away, so that's certainly still possible. Been asked to take a look at the corn. We haven't looked at corn in quite a while. Has a pretty nice run. I haven't seen it recently, so let's bring it up here. Still went right up to where it should have. Hasn't really done anything. The last time we looked at it, it was supposed to go to 460. It went to 460, and that's what the high was. Then we backed off just a little bit here. We're in the no zone right now. Nothing really going on. You can see here we had a pretty big break off of that. Another break off of this one right here, but still looks to me like we got one more run here. Really, it does. There's drive one, there's drive two. If we put this together like this, you're going to see they should make another new high, just enough to get a few more longs in, right up here at about 62, and that's only 5 cents away. You could easily do that. So let's look at this on the weekly, and you do this with all these things. There's we are on the weekly chart. You can see it's been having a pretty good run here. We have a weekly target. I think we're there. Let's just double check. There's AB. AB equals CD, and that comes in where? At that number, 5 cents higher, 465 and a half per bushel, folks. So that's what you'd want to be watching in the corn, 465 and a half on the weekly chart. That was equal to that daily we were just looking at, and it was also looking at that, I think it was the 4-hour. Nope, it must have been the hourly. I'm pretty sure it was. There's the hourly, and there's your number right there. 2.5, I said 465. The actual number, you want to put it in there at 465, right about there. There's your 127. 464 would be a good place to be a seller. You have to risk about 8 cents on that, but that should be able to make that without too much trouble in here. So anyway, that's about it. Remember, we have live trading on Monday. Let's try it again, Larry. On Friday, the 10th, we have live trading from 9 o'clock till 12. And on Friday, we're going to have Mike Moore Analytics, go over the oil market, gasoline, and heating oil like he always does, along with the S&P and the gold. So we got a lot of things to cover. Do not come to work on Thursday, folks, because that's a national holiday. We're respecting the 39th president, Jimmy Carter, and I never did get to meet the dude, but I heard he was a pretty nice fellow. I know he's a very strong Christian man. Anybody who was married to the same woman for 77 years has to be some kind of a saint, folks. Haven't got a good track record on that one, but that's neither here nor there. All right, let's get back to work here. We got one other question about Tesla. Sorry about it, folks. I keep banging the door here, and I miss all these things. Hold on one second, and time goes so fast when you're having fun. Tesla is right here, and you get up and take a quick look at it. Well, it's backed off a little bit, and we've got a tiny pattern here, actually quite friendly, if you want to look at it on just a 60-minute chart. We have made a bottom here on January the 2nd. We've now had a nice little Gartley pullback, and it is holding up relatively well. There it is right here. We'll just draw it in for today. I would have been a buyer of Tesla right there at that spot. Let's just, if I've ever traded it, which I haven't. There it is right there at 39, and it's trading at 39.7. 39.1 to 39.7. Let's take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is the chart that should scare you the most. This is margin debt. This is the dot-com bubble right here. There was the real estate high. There's the bottom in 2009, March 5th. Look where we are now, folks. We got 3 drives to a top pattern in margin debt. Folks, this is going to be so nasty that you won't even believe it when you go back and think about it. Say, why didn't we think about that? Well, I am thinking about that. These things are not here for not a reason, but when you're 250% higher than you were in the dot-com bubble, hello, operator, you ought to maybe think about that. And that's a conservative number of 250. It's more like 500%. But it's been straight up. But, you know, when the only way is up, The only way is down. So you got to be really careful in here. Make sure that you do something nice for your neighbors. And stay tuned. Remember, we have a regular show on Wednesday. Thursday's a holiday, memory of Jimmy Carter. And then Friday we have the live trading. And then right after that, we're going to have our live guest as Mike Moore of Moore Analytics. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, folks. And may God bless. And like I said, try to do something for your neighbors, because not everyone has it easy, and you want to try to help them the best you possibly can. So that's all I can say for now. So we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, and we'll have some fun looking at some of these things. So may God bless.